All right, so now it's time to catch up with Kathy from Mitre 10. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning, Thurstan. How are you today?
Yeah, good. A little bit weary, but it's been a busy couple of days, but it's been fantastic weather for it. You couldn't have asked for a better weekend for the festival, the Eltham Jazz Festival.
I drove past and it seemed to have a lot of people down there.
Yeah, there was. I think there was altogether about 2,000 people there.
Yeah, it's the first year they haven't had it up in the plant, the space out the back of the Eltham shops.
That's right, because due to COVID, they had to actually spread it out a little bit. But I believe they'll be probably going back there next year. But it was a great success. Yeah.
Yeah, forgot to get my tickets.
Yeah, I know. I think a lot of people did that because it was advertised quite well in Eltham. But if you were outside the area and you didn't know anyone who wouldn't have known about it, it was unless you go on the website regularly,
Yeah, and it came round so quickly.
Yeah, I know, and it's an unusual time. Normally it's in February.
Yeah, but no, it was a perfect weekend for it.
Yeah, no, it was really good. Yeah. So, the weather at the moment, it says it's going to be 27 degrees today, which is beautiful. No rain till tomorrow.
The rain.
Yes, rain's coming tomorrow, a little bit of it, I think. But been looking in the garden, there's a lot of bees around at the moment. It's they're still going for it until winter comes.
Yeah. I love all the flowers that are around. So if you can have as many flowers throughout the warm months of the year, that's for the European honeybees.
That's right.
They love it and get them into your garden.
Yeah, it has been an unusual year for bees because because of the lot of rain we've had. It's actually not as much honey's being produced, but they've still been taking the pollen from the flowers to look after themselves, basically.
Yeah, and we also need them to pollinate our fruit and vegetables.
Exactly.
Yes, and I don't think people realise how much we need the bees to keep everything growing.
Yeah, we had that. Do you remember that movie? There was a cartoon movie about 10 years ago. I've forgotten the name of it now, which was all about the bees.
Yes, yeah, that was funny, that one.
Yeah, and it had a story behind it, which was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The European honeybee was introduced to Australia. It's not one of the native ones.
No, it's not, no.
No, but it's almost like 200 years that they brought it in, about 1822, something like that. They
Wow.
Some of the first settlers brought it out to get honey production and plant pollination, not knowing that we had native bees here as well.
Yeah, because I think the native bees don't travel anywhere near as far because the European bees can travel up to 4 or 5 kilometres, but the local ones can only travel a few hundred metres.
Yeah, it's good to have both in your garden. So if you try to get the native bees in as well, because they will take care of a lot of the bad insects around as well. But they're good for pollination too. And there's so many species of those. Have you ever seen the little blue-banded bee in your garden?
Yes, yeah.
Good sign that you don't use pesticides, so that's always a good one to have.
They're much smaller than the European bee, aren't they?
Yeah, there's over 1,000 different native ones as well.
Really? 1,000 different ones?
Yeah,
Wow.
so you put all the little bee hotels out in your garden, and that's something for them to go and have a safe space. But yeah, there's the blue banded I think only forages through the warmer months, but there are some of the native species that will forage all year round. So that's good to have flowers that flower at all different times throughout the year for your garden.
Yeah, I know they're amazing what they do, and
yeah, more people are keeping hives in their gardens too, because you can't just rely on ones coming in from somewhere else.
That's right.
Yeah, and more people that keep bees, the more bees will survive.
Yeah, there's quite a responsibility with having a beehive, but it is nice to have one, and you have to do a maintenance every month to keep them healthy.
One yourself?
Yeah, I've got one myself. Yep, and there hasn't hardly been any honey this year, as I mentioned. So I've been actually adding extra what they call sugar syrup. You have to give to them just before winter, before they settle down.
Yeah.
Because after that there won't be much pollen around, so they have to rely on what they've got in their hive.
Yeah, so people are surprised at all the different types of flowers that they'll go to. Not just the one that everyone knows of as the lavender. There's always a swarm of bees around lavender flowers. But even salvias and a lot of the native plants, like especially the grevilleas with the big flowers, the bees love them.
Yes.
So and even the native bees, have all the different native flowers to rely on too. So the more we plant, and the less we use chemicals, the more bees we'll have around.
I know it's a very fine balance, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's people think, oh yeah, I can just use this insecticide because it's safe. But if you're using it while the bees are feeding, then it's going to kill the bees. Then there's some that you can use when the bees are around, but a lot of them, like even ones like your pyrethrum and your lime sulphur and the spinosad, you can use that early in the morning or late in the afternoon when the bees have
Finished their jobs.
Yeah, when they've gone back to their hive or they haven't come out yet. And then by the time they are feeding, the insecticide would have dissipated enough that it's not going to hurt them. But, yeah, never be tempted to spray a plant that's got a buzzing hive of bees around it.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, no.
Yeah, and there's some that you can use, like the dipal for those horrible little caterpillars on the broccoli. That's safe for bees and ladybirds. So that's a good one to use. And even sulphur sprays and garlic sprays, they're quite safe.
Yeah, they're all natural ingredients.
Exactly, yeah. So there's some that you just can't use at all, any of the systemic ones that get into the plant, that any time the bee comes around, it's going to be toxic to the bee. So it's always best to go natural if you can, or be very wary of what you're using, because people next door might have a hive of bees, or might have a whole lot of flowering plants that the bees are on, and get a bit of drift spray. Yeah.
Exactly. So what should people be doing now in the garden, because it is going to change? Last weekend was quite cold, but
yes, mornings are cold.
But it looks like it's still going to be 25 up until Thursday and beyond. So
we're in the mornings, and now with out of daylight savings, it's getting darker earlier.
Yeah,
I don't like. But yeah, no, it's a good time to replenish your veggie garden. Pull out all your old spring stuff if it's still some hanging around, and rejuvenate the soil with some manures. And then plant all your broccoli and cabbage family and cauliflower. It's time for all them to go in.
All right,
and
yeah.
Make sure that your garlic is in. Still got a little window to plant some garlic and get that going. And get your beds ready for your asparagus as well. That will come out probably around about May. They'll start to show up.
Oh, the asparagus comes in May, does it? Oh.
They start to come from the companies in around May, June. They'll come out. I've ordered my supply for this year, so right. I think they'll be around about May. And they come as a bare root form, no soil around them, and then just pop them in and wait till springtime. If you're lucky enough to get a large crown of asparagus to start with, you'll get asparagus the first season if they're big enough, but otherwise you've got to wait a couple of seasons.
So it's like a it's a similar root that they have, for hops, the way they come up, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah. And once you've got it established in that position, it just grows and grows next year.
You just leave it there.
Yeah, you leave it there, but it grows every year a bit bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like rhubarb too, where the crown gets bigger. So every year it will have more around it. So every year the crown will get bigger to the stage where you can start to divide it.
Mm.
But it's nothing nicer than having asparagus straight out your garden.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I know there was a lady who came to see you, I think it was last weekend, about lemon trees. I think it was my mother-in-law.
Yes, she was lovely, yeah.
So did you, what was she asking? Because so other people might get some benefit from it.
By the sounds of what she had, one of her lemon trees was suffering quite a bit from, it was all black down the stems, so it sounded like sooty mould.
Mm.
She's probably had a bad scale infestation, but also an old lemon tree, so I suggested that she gave it a hard prune.
Yeah, and then you've got to prune it and put those things in the fire, because otherwise they'll spread somewhere else, yeah?
Well, if you've got the gall wasp, dispose of them. They're the big lumpy ones, which a lot of people are bringing bits of that into me as well, saying, what's this? So that's for the gall wasp. With that as well, you give it a hard prune and throw them out or put them in the fire. Don't put them in your compost and put the gall wasp traps around for when they come out in around August. They start to come out of the galls that they've been growing in and go and reinfect new healthy branches. So
you've got to start now, really, haven't you, for getting ready for spring?
You start have to thinking ahead all the time.
Yeah.
To maintain a healthy garden. And go for, especially on these beautiful warm days, you can walk around the garden and see what needs to be done.
Exactly.
Any piles of bits of dead leaves or something that you think that insects might be harbouring in, you clean all those up. And that way, sort of, you keep them out of the garden. You don't have to use insecticides.
Yeah, exactly. So it's almost Easter now, isn't it? So it's we get a bit of a holiday next weekend, which will be nice.
Yes, yeah. And then after that is Anzac Day, so we have 2 Mondays in a row.
Yeah.
So 2 short weeks.
Excellent.
Yeah, so everyone looks forward to that.
But Mitre 10 will still be open, won't it?
We closed on Good Friday and Anzac Day.
Yep, okay.
They're 2 of the 4 days that we close during the year. So we never open Anzac Day. And, yeah, Good Friday we're closed as well.
All right, okay. Good, so you get a bit of a break.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. I'm going to be working the Easter Monday. I don't mind that. But, yeah, the rest of the time I'll have a break.
Well, have a great Easter, and thanks for joining us today. And I'll catch up with you in a couple of months, but will be someone representing me on the show in the next 2 months because I'm going overseas.
Good to talk to them.
Yep, exactly. All right, thanks, Kathy. Have a great day.
He's healthy too.
Yeah, keep healthy. I know. You're not kidding. Yeah. See you for now. Bye for now.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. All right, that was Kathy there from Mitre 10. So if you've got any queries about gardening stuff, she's really good. You can go down, take the plant with her, and she'll help you out with that.